Alright, well, our decision is made. The die is cast, so to speak. All that's really left to do is go send a message to the Jarl in Whiterun. Go tell Balgruf it's time to either shit or get off the pot, I guess, as the saying goes. You know, it's time to act. You're gonna have to pick a side. You know, you are Jarl over a prime piece of real estate here. This is a strategic center point for Skyrim. The war could be won or lost on owning this particular piece of property. And it'd be much better to have him with the Nords, seeing he is a Nord, but he's already accepted Imperial blood money. He's already accepted their bribes, so kind of know which way he's going to lean, right?
May the gods watch over your battles, friend. Did he now? The man is persistent, I'll give him that. I suppose it's time I give him an answer. Proventus, what do you make of all this? If Ulfric were to attack Whiterun?
As in all things, Lord, caution. I urge us to wait and see.
Pray wait.
I'm of a mind with Irileth. It's time to act.
You plan to march on Windhelm?
I'm not a fool, Proventus. I mean it's time to challenge Ulfric to face me as a man. Or march his Stormcloaks up to the gates.
He'll do no such thing. A dagger in the back is all you could expect.
He was rather straightforward with Torrig.
Torrig? He simply walked up to the boy and murdered him.
That boy was High King of Skyrim.
I'm not the High King. But neither am I a boy. If Ulfric wants to challenge my rule in the old way, let him. Though I suspect he'll prefer to send his Stormcloaks to do it for him.
True. He's already proven his personal strength. Now he seeks to prove his armies.
Then might I urge you to consider General Tullius's request? I mean, if you are bent on offending Jarl Ulfric.
Ulfric is the one who has offended. But Proventus has a point. Ulfric has made it clear. In his mind, to refuse his claim is to side with the Empire.
And what harm is there in letting a few legionnaires die in place of your own men?
It seems cowardly.
Was it cowardly then to accept the white gold concordat?
This again? That was different. Was I given a chance to object to the terms of the treaty?
You have a chance now.
The Jarls weren't asked. We were told.
Being asked now.
To like it.
The chests of gold didn't hurt.
Good point.
Damn it. This isn't about gold.
Yes, it is.
It's time to decide.
Lord, wait. Let us see if Ulfric is serious.
Oh, he's serious. But so am I.
Finally.
So about this axe. You can return this axe to our friend. The esteemed Jarl of Windhelm has my answer. Make sure he gets it.
Oh yeah, no problem, dude. You had a chance to do the right thing right here.
And the good
You
parchment.
could have sent that Proventus dude out of here on a stretcher right now.
Yes,
And
to
done the right thing.
Tullius. I need to make a few things clear before I accept these legionnaires of his.
Before you accept these legionnaires. You know, Proventus is really a face of the Empire's opinion of Nords in general. To the Empire, we're still... They haven't looked in the mirror, so they don't know where they stand, right? As being bootlickers and lapdogs for the Thalmor, right? Or maybe they do know and they just don't want to acknowledge it. But their opinion of the Nords are a bunch of upstarts. A little province over here not to be taken seriously. I guess England thought the same thing about a couple boatloads of prisoners they sent off to America. And Australia, for that matter, too. Right? And, boy, Australia, those tough sons of bitches, the most hostile area probably in the world. And, they settled it. So, you know, you can say upstarts if you want, but when a people have a cause and they're in the right, yeah, it's gonna be hard to keep them oppressed. So, oh, that's fine. Don't take it seriously if you don't want to. We're fixing to show the Imperials what happens when you don't take us seriously.
Speak with Ulfric. He's expecting word from Whiterun.
Tullius has camps in the Pale, entertaining thoughts of battle. The Empire still underestimates the force of our cause. Then I was wrong about him. You're right. Galmar.
Again.
I'm in no mood to joke.
Give the word, my lord, and Whiterun is yours.
Whiterun is only a means to an end.
I've toured our camps. We're ready, Ulfric. Whenever you are.
Is any man ever ready to give the order that will mean the deaths of many?
No, but neither is every man able to give that order when he must. But you are that man, Ulfric. You've been that man before, and you'll be him again. And these men and women, they call themselves Stormcloaks because they believe in you. They are the meanest, toughest sons of bitches Skyrim has to offer. And they want this. They want this as much as you do. Perhaps they want it more.
You're certain we're ready? Whiterun's army will no doubt be bolstered with legionnaires. And those walls around Whiterun are old, but they still stand.
We are ready. And I might be old myself, but I'll kick those damn walls down with my bare feet, if you would only ask me to do it.
And I'm sure you could do it too. All right. This is it.
Yes!
Send the word. A new day is dawning, and the sun rises over Whiterun.
Aye, and the sons of Skyrim will greet that dawn, teeth and swords flashing.
So it begins. Make haste to our camp in Whiterun. I want you on the front lines. I have a feeling about you. Your place is on that battlefield. I need you there. Then I commit them to whatever gods they still believe in. Talos be with you.
Right. If you look on that map, Whiterun basically sits like right in the middle. It really is a strategic point. It's the center, like Ulfric would say. So he's got a tactical mind. It's neat that he was instantly aware that Imperials would be backing him up too.
Fight
The
well
Imperials
or
have really
die
dug
well.
into Whiterun.
Talos be with you.
We're wrested from them soon.
I think he was as much disappointed and saddened
Meet the brothers
Um,
gathering for the attack.
as anything else
Fight
by
well or
Balgruf
die well.
siding with the Empire. I mean, he'd already taken their coin, and he basically, that was his opportunity to, get off the fence, and he chose the wrong side. That's on him, totally on him. And he'll probably want to blame the Stormcloaks and whatever for everything that's about to happen to Whiterun, but no. Well, at some point, in a fight, in a struggle, it's going to go down. I mean, at some point, it's going to happen. You're going to fight. Either you're with the Stormcloaks and you're going to have to fight off the Imperials, or you're siding with the Imperials. You're going to fight off one way or another. There's going to be some battle here, but it's not the Stormcloaks' fault. Certainly not. They're the ones defending their home. And the Imperials and the Elves. So, I had a long, drawn-out discussion with one of you guys in a previous video. And it's pretty much, about the right or the wrong of it. Like, the thing came up, well, how can you justify this people or that people? And, it's really not even relevant. Is the one who have the rights of it are the winners. Because basically, if you can go in and conquer something, the conquerors don't give a shit whether you like it or not, right? They're taking that stuff. And if they can do it, they got rights to it. Because, if they can take it from you, no one's going to take it from them. Until somebody does, and then guess what? They have the rights to it. And that's the bottom line. And the losers are the one that complain about it. And if you don't adapt, if you don't find some way to defend your homeland, then you wind up losing, sitting in a corner, talking about what could have been, and just to grumble about it. But the bottom line is, the victors really don't care whether you like it or not. If they cared whether you like it or not, they wouldn't have took your stuff in the first place. Or took these stuff. I guess it belongs to whoever has it, really, when you're coming to land and property and countries and provinces and what have you. And, you can say, well, this country's a bully and that's a country's a bully. Bottom line is this has been happening throughout history immemorial. The Romans, the Greeks, the the Mongolians, I mean, you just name it. And you've had conquering, sacking peoples who have taken stuff and settled it. And they would stand around for a while until someone else come in and took their stuff, and so on and so forth, and just ad infinitum. Just goes on forever, and you can talk about the right or the wrong of it, but I think the victors really don't give a crap about your opinion in the first place. You know, in this day and age now, where just the simple act of saying I'm offended by that automatically obligates the people who are quote-unquote offending you to immediately stop doing whatever they're doing or saying, even if they're doing the right thing, you're offended by it, so they need to stop that type of thing. Well, that's a new thing, okay? That didn't always go down. There was a time and place where peoples, when they come through and you say, hey, I don't like you doing that, they would kill you so they didn't have to hear you talking about not liking it anymore while they took your stuff. And hoped you didn't like it, actually, give them more excuse to kill you faster. And if you didn't like that, well, they'd kill you too. I mean, it was just, you know, until you learned to shut up type of thing. There was that with people conquering, people settling when the world was taking shape, I guess you could say. You know, the map that you see now, geez, you can go back 100 years, then 200 years, then 1,000 years, then 2,000 years, and you could just look at how it's changed over and over again as peoples have been conquered and misplaced and replaced and so on and so forth, and world wars have taken place and boundaries have changed and stuff, and it's no new thing. It's no new thing. Here, I believe the right of it is that the Nords defend their homeland from an empire being controlled by Thalmor witches. It's really just that simple, and it's really just that cut and dry. Well, there's one or two things I don't like about this Nord here and this Nord there. Get over it. I don't think they care whether you like it or not. They're defending their families and their homes and their liberties and their freedoms from the witch elves, who have already essentially sacked the empire, spiritually anyway. I believe that can be said, truthfully, is that the empire has already been sacked. In fact, the elves, even when they lost, they still won by getting them to sign off on this diplomatic treaty where they give away their rights, and they give away the rights of people whose rights they didn't own to give away. The Empire considered Skyrim a province, so they said, well, you can do what you want to the Nords. And then not only that, but they come in and back up the Thalmor, who are in here doing what they're doing to the Nords. And that's inexcusable. That's trespassing, that's criminal. All right, so the Nords have every right. Absolutely every right. Oh, well, they're racist or this. Okay, I'm not going to get into all that. Get over it. I hope you don't like it. Don't really care. They don't really care. It's not even about that. It's about, you know, if you're defending your family and your home, and the people who are taking your stuff and raping your wives and kidnapping your children and all that, they don't care whether you like it or not, you know? And then the people who are being persecuted and stuff, I just can't see siding against them. Not with an empire who's already sold themselves to some people who will tell you to your face, from the most racist standpoint you could possibly have, in all of Tamriel, the Thalmor, who are the Nazis of Tamriel, who control the Empire, coming in with their racist-ass doctrine saying as soon as we use you all like tools, then we're going to kill every last one of you if you don't bend the knee and worship to us like we tell you to. Okay, that's the way it is, all right? So fighting against that is absolutely 100% the right thing. Siding with the Empire is absolutely 100% the wrong thing. Can't be more adamant about it, because I know I'm right. It's just the way it is, and so, anyway. And, you know, not liking that is the reason there are political arguments today, is people side on the side of politicians who are dead bent on destroying the country that they govern, and the ones that side with those crooked politicians, the ones that side with those evil dictators, have something bad to say about those who fight against it. You know, and there is a right of it, and there is a wrong of it. And who's to say who's right and wrong? I guess the one with the bigger stick, you know, honestly. I guess that's really what it comes down to, who has the bigger stick. And sometimes the bad guys have the bigger stick, you know? It's the way it is. So anyway, just, you know, just looking at it and saying, you know, at some point, do you have to draw a line? Do you have to pick a side? And are you in your own mind convinced that the side you've picked is the right one? Are you on the right of it, or is your whole motive money, power, greed, to do wrong? Some people are just bad people. They like to do evil just because, so they'll pick with the evil. They'll pick the evil side just because it is. That's especially in gaming. You'll see it in your community forums and stuff like that, where you get on your Facebook pages and whatever, and you're talking about your favorite game, whether it's New Vegas and you're talking about the Legion and the NCR, or whether it's Skyrim, you're talking about the Stormcloaks and the Empire, or Whether it's, I don't know, Fallout and 3, and you're talking about the Enclave or the Brotherhood or the whatever, you know, and all this, there's sides to pick. Mass Effect is really big on that. Oh my God, siding with the Mages or the Templars. There's been almost violent debates over that one, you know? And I think a lot of the fun of it, or a lot of the passion of it, is to get in there and get in that mix and pick a side to figure out what you're doing. And there is, once again, a right or a wrong of it, you know? But then you have the people in the middle, the diplomats, the eternal diplomats, right? Who want to say, well, neither side is right, and they want to be all like Preventius up there in the castle. Let things continue on as they are until evil wins. As long as you're not fighting against it, then it can go on unhindered, which is what the elves would love, is for this stuff to be taking place forever, perpetually, while they regroup. No, you end this shit now, then you go kick them in their teeth while they're still weak, which they don't want you to know it. That's the way of it. Okay, but anyway. Really, it's awesome that the debate is a debate in the first place. That's what I'm saying, is that the environment is rich for player choice. The environment is rich for you to exercise your moral standings, you know, and your political philosophies and whatever you have, you know, in the game. I mean, it's awesome. Me, I like to go so far as to take I guess you could say real life principles, what I consider right and wrong in the real world, and come in here and apply it to who I side with and what I side with. Try to step back, and instead of pointing out individual trees, looking at the whole forest and saying, okay, what is this, and what's the beginning of it, and what's the end of it? What does this lead to? Where is this going? You know, I mean, if I do this, which may seem to be right in some ways on the surface, as a whole, is it really the best? Or is it just good for a momentary band-aid to stop the bleeding for a second? But what's actually going to fix the problem at hand? And trying to figure that out, and it really adds a lot of depth to the games. It's why I love BioWare games. It's why I love these Bethesda games. And any other RPG that offers anything like that. You know, where it's more than just you have the big bad dragon sitting on top of the mountain and the whole game is spent climbing that mountain to kill the dragon. That's the obvious good guy, bad guy thing, right? But when you throw in all the political dramas and the personalities and stuff, which the BioWare games are just huge on that, right? Finding people where there seems to be a lot of gray area, and you really have to dig. You have to dig to figure out the right and wrong of it. That the good guys aren't really, and the bad guys aren't really. And the ones that seem bad by modern standards, when you figure out that they, like the good guy, by modern standards, really isn't a good guy, it forces you to question modern standards and modern ways of thinking. That's what the social justice warriors are always harping about, because they need to be offended about something, right? That half the shit they call good is really evil, and vice versa. And it's a slap in the face sometimes. It's a big awakening, and it has relevance. So I'm just saying, it's what makes these games special.
Everyone stand down.
Above and beyond just good fighting and stuff, you know, there's got to be that too. You want to have fun with it, but the immersive part of it is huge to me.
Fignar Greymane. Your family was noticeably absent from the walls. Now I know
Yeah,
why.
because
Wouldn't the dagger in the back have
don't even
sufficed?
throw that in there. He's not going to fight for the Empire,
You think
asshole.
This is personal. The Empire has no place in Skyrim. Not
anymore. Good
And
point.
You have no place in Whiterun
right.
anymore.
A convenient position to hold now. But mark my words, old man. In the days to come, Ulfric will spread his rebellion thin. And what then?
Damn shame.
We need the Empire as much as it needs us.
Lord?
Ours are the Empire. Our blood built it. Our blood sustains it. You, of all people, should know that.
It's not the Empire anymore, though. Once you factor that in, that argument's invalid.
To worship whoever I damned well pleased. You wish to see an empire without Talos? Without its soul? We should be fighting those witch elves, not bending knee to them. The Emperor's nothing more than a puppet of the Thalmor. Skyrim needs a High King who will fight for her. And Whiterun needs a Jarl who will do the same.
Tell me, Vignar, was all this worth it? How many of those corpses lining our streets wear the faces of men who once called you friend? What about their families?
Enough! Both of you! There is a burning city out there that needs a government.
He's right. Galmar, come. Let us restore order.
This isn't over. You hear me, you old fool? This isn't over. And you, a Stormcloak. I thought better.
Shut up.
You'll all come to regret this day.
You're lucky you're not leaving on a stretcher.
Get
If
over
If the
to
Stormcloaks were everything that you say they are, then you would be. In fact, you should be, actually. No, that's like saying you leaving on a stretcher is a bad thing. You sided with the Empire, you should be
I
dead.
hope that goes away.
Oh well. Can't do anything about it now. I guess he gets to walk. So we got a good man on the throne now.
Sing stories of this day.
Get over to Vendhelm.
That man on the throne has already lost a child to
Victory here.
elven torturers, Thalmor torture chambers, executioners and stuff. In fact, we need to go save him at some point. Get up there to the northern side of Skyrim. Really should ought to go rescue that guy. Give us a chance to kill a bunch of elves too.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire.
Alright, so it's still Whiterun guards, but now they're Stormcloak soldiers. But they still ask you if somebody stole your sweet roll. I mean, it is what it is. Alright, so let's get out of here. Let's go report to Ulfric. We won the day. Let's see what's next. There's going to be a lot more busy work, going and messing with Imperial camps and stuff like that. But the Civil War is pretty straightforward. Sack a few cities and take your sides, and that's pretty much it. Still have quite a bit of the main story quest. We have to get over to the Dawn Guard fort to join the whole vampire thing. I really want to get into that. I love Uthgar, but it'd be nice to run around with Serana for a little bit, because she's a really cool follower, too.
Damn faithless Imperials.
I guess Ulfric's sleeping in late.
We've driven the Imperials out of Whiterun. This is good. Very good. We now control the center. It's a powerful position. One I aim to keep. We'll call you Ice Veins now. For the thick blood of our land has seeped into your heart. Here, take this. It's an Imperial officer's sword. A fitting weapon to use against our enemy. I suspect you'll be of greater use to us with greater freedom. So you're free to engage the Imperials as you see fit. But I also want you to find our hidden camp in Fort Greeth. Galmar will have special tasks for you, and will need you when we liberate the capital. For Skyrim.
I think that means that attacking Imperials no longer gives you a bounty. I'm cool with that. Attack Imperials just if and whenever I want. Totally down with that. Kind of annoying when you kill Imperials like you should and keep getting bounties for it and getting harassed by the guards.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
What's this?
Let's see here. I've got a letter and a lot of gold. Something about it being your, inheritance. Oh, and sorry for your loss. Looks like that's it.
Well, I think I know what this is. I think this is the guy that owns the farm. Right out in front of Whiterun. Pretty sure. I think he's like a guaranteed loss. In fact, he should be one of your first victims for the Ebony Blade if you're going to feed it. Once you've picked a few cabbage for him. Because he becomes your quote-unquote friend. And then, because you're going to lose him anyway. He dies automatically in the sacking of Whiterun. Alright, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, click that button up top. Love to hear your opinions on all this too. If you want to catch the rest of this Let's Play, click that image there in the middle. It should take you straight to the playlist. Alright, y'all, take care. Bye-bye.